hear us, go ahead and leave a like, um, thumbs up in the comment box. I'm super excited to have you here tonight for our November update. Just gotta check and make sure and see if any of you guys are on. I just want to make sure you guys can hear us and see us well. Tonight we're going to be covering just a little bit of what happened through November, new things we've learned and new experiences and whatever else. And also, if you read the description down below, I just want to talk a little bit how important it is that you build community before or even when you are in farming, how important it is and how it's most definitely benefited us. So, but definitely just see how important it is that you do. All right, so I just wanted to make sure you can actually hear us, and it looks like you can. So, yeah. So, like I said, like I was saying, is build community, find yourself lots of people that maybe do the same things as you, not just do the same things as you with farming, but reach out, find other people. It's benefited us greatly in the last couple of years. When we first got started, it was kind of one of those things where we didn't really realize how important, how beneficial it was to get to roll out and know other people. So yeah, just the last few years getting connect and realize, hey, there's other farmers out here, there's other shepherds out here that are dealing with other issues, and we can all work together to find a solution for things. And so that's really helpful, and that's why we're here, because we want to share for you guys and we want to be here for you guys. So yeah, Stephanie, if you guys are new here, we're just going to be sharing about basically our channel is about natural things as much as possible with the sheep. We're just building that right now, but then we also right now just throwing out a bunch of videos weekly if we can. But like I said, we're going to kind of talk about how we've learned how important it is with getting to have and know other farmers and build a community, like I said. And then also I wanted to touch over a few things about last month's update that we'd done that kind of touched over the essential oil Akatea. If you haven't watched, if you didn't watch or see the last month's October update, go ahead and watch it and you'll see kind of how I talk about Akatea on there. But then also this month, I'm also going to be talking about a few remedies that I found that also have worked great, especially with tapeworm and barber worm. Parasites, fighting them is always something you're having to do as a sheep farmer. So I've basically made it my goal to find things that are holistic and that work well for the sheep as a natural dewormer. And then, yeah, also I'm going to kind of cover over how fasting the animal before deworming them has worked majorly and how I've seen awesome results. So, yeah, Sunny, what are you going to share about?
About moving their pins.
Speak up in here. Yeah, Sunny's going to touch over the topic about how she just thinks we move their pins, and I guess were you going to give them overall how you did it, or are you just going to say that we moved them? Yeah, but yeah. Also, another thing I was going to touch over is how coconut oil has actually really helped our sheep this month, and it's worked awesome for us. Definitely would recommend you checking it out. But I'm just going to throw a few little things we've learned about that and a few little things that have been beneficial and whatever else to us. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started on here. If you guys, again, if you can see us and hear us, go ahead and throw us likes. We would like to know if you can hear us. But anyways, let's go and start over the essential oil Akatea. The whenever we talked about last month, it was it was one of those that we used. If you haven't seen it, and our last one that we had was how we used Octaya essential oil to knock out a whole bunch of tapeworms in our youth that we had, and the results were shocking. I'm going to see if I can grab that slideshow for you guys to see really fast. Looks like we got it here. Let me put it on here for you guys to see really fast. Okay. All right. So the essential oils that we used, um, this was our topic kind of last month, what our newfound holistic antidote for tapeworms was. But like I said, wherever I was, how we used these following three essential oils that really knocked out the parasites, and that was fennel, Acatea, and Paradise. Um, so those were, if you go ahead and watch the last one's video. But here is before, 12 hours before, and then 12 hours after, what that looked like. And yeah, you can basically just see the results here and how greatly those had benefited us. So if you look at the results right here, these are pretty crazy results. But back to what I was talking about, how with Acatea, this Acatea is really going to knock out the adult. So the adult are the ones that you can actually visually see right here, like they're going to look like really long noodle-ish looking. Those are the ones that are adults. But what Acatea is going to do is it's going to knock out those adult ones, but it's not going to necessarily knock out the eggs. So the larvae, the eggs. Basically, the Acatea, it may knock out some, but it's not going to knock out the actual eggs. It's going to clear their intestines of those adults, which is really good, and you really want that too. But after I gave that to her, it knocked out all of them. But then I came back a few days later with another fecal test, and the count had spiked like 5,000. So I was like, "Eesh, that's not good." So I went ahead and gave her another dose of that stuff, which was the three essential oils like that I showed you on here. That was the fennel, Acatea, and Paradise. So I gave her those three, thinking, I'd get another huge clump of them out. But nothing happened, nothing came out, and I was a little bit, okay, what's going on here? Because why did her results on her fecal test last show 0 and now they show 5,000? So I was kind of trying to figure it out. So I looked into it a little bit more, and basically, like I said, the Acatea is going to wipe out the adults, but not so much the eggs. So I did deeper research because I knew I needed to get those eggs out, because obviously those need to be out with also the adults. So I just kind of used some books and also my mind too. I decided to take and do a whole cup of apple cider vinegar with, like, I can believe it was 2 whole garlics chopped up, and I just stuck them with ginger and a thing of honey, and I just stuck them in the refrigerator in an airtight mason jar with a plastic lid on it. I did not do a metal lid because metal lid will actually mess with the apple cider vinegar, and you don't want that. So I left it in there, left it in there for up to a month, I believe, and kind of by that time, kept doing fecal tests back and forth on sheep, and I messed around with a few other things and a few other oils that I decided to use because I knew it was very important to knock out these tapeworms. And sorry, I'm talking a lot about tapeworms. I don't want this topic to take too long, but I do think it's important that I talk about how those knocked out the adults, but not the larvae or the eggs. So basically, after doing a few more tests and doing a few more things, some of those things that I really noticed a large drop was doing the um, oregano essential oil, Young Living's. I don't recommend any other. I don't feel like any other is safe. I know where Young Living's is sourced from, and we have very good. We just know that company works well and is safe for humans, so we love it too. But after I did oregano, orange, and um, lemongrass with, I don't have my notes on what I wrote it on, but I did quite a few of those, and it knocked them down a whole lot. It knocked them down, I believe, was it? Yeah, I knocked him from 5,000 all the way to like 500. So that was 1,000. That was like a $5,000. That was like 5,000 drop right there. So because the results beforehand were 5,000, like 500 something. But I looked into that. I was like, that's crazy. It dropped those. But I also had researched this and found a lot of holistic sheep farmers were using those essential oils, citrus oils, and the oregano oil. Um, so I went ahead and gave this to her, and like I said, that knocked him down like really, really good. I kept coming back and doing fecal tests, and they were kind of staying around 500, right in there. And then I remembered, hey, wait, I've had this mixture that I made with the apple cider vinegar and the garlic and the ginger, all fresh, by the way. And so with honey also, I decided I was going to give her 30 cc's of that, which is 30 mLs. And I gave that to her. Didn't really see much of a change. But note, I was giving this to her on a full stomach. And this is where I'm going to talk to you about how the fasting before deworming our sheep has helped majorly. So basically, we had a little incident where the sheep were somehow our whole nettings were ripped apart, and to me it looked like an animal may have been chasing the sheep or like that because it just wasn't normal. So we started locking the sheep up at night, but when we do that, they would of course not be eating all night. They'd have hay, but they would not eat all night, so therefore they did not have full stomachs. So we came out one morning, and I believe I got the count of the parasites down to, they were still around 400-ish. I came out and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to give her these dewormers and see how it works. The remedy that I made with the garlic and ginger and honey. So, anyways, I gave this to her and came out that evening to find some good results, which I was not expecting. Were some large adult tapeworms in her manure. And so that told me she's flushing. She's getting rid of this stuff. And of course, they, when you do give them this stuff, they may seem a little discomforted because it is a little bit discomforting to them because obviously they're getting this stuff all out of their system. But this has really worked. And I just see how fasting your animal before deworming them, especially with natural things, has helped us majorly. And definitely recommend it to any of you. We actually read about that in this book, which is called The Complete Herbal Handbook for Farm and Stable. And we actually read about fasting in this book. Definitely a great book to have on hand. It's an awesome book. I've promoted this book before, but it's awesome. So, yeah, that would be a little bit what I wanted to touch over about the Alcatea and the fasting before deworming, and of course, the remedy that I made. So, yeah. Tony, do you have anything you want to talk about now? So, I guess I'll move on to how the coconut oil has helped us majorly with the sheep. And coconut oil, I was kind of looking into this because it's something kind of ongoing thing that I want our sheep to have good body weight on. I want their conditions to score highly and be good. So I went ahead and looked into coconut oil, not really fully looking into it, but looked into it quite a bit. And um, the results or what I kind of searched or like that, what I was seeing was people were saying that coconut oil is actually working for a natural dewormer and whatever else, which was kind of cool to me. Anyways, basically, I just started giving them a tablespoon of coconut oil in their food because I was like, this is not going to hurt them. It's going to only do good for them. But maybe I didn't necessarily see anything to do with deworming, but I most definitely saw results with um, their weight and their coat and how much better it looked. Um, it was pretty crazy to me what I saw. It was awesome. I was like, I looked into this. After, like I told you, I started giving them a tablespoon a day in their feed. And I was really amazed to see how that helped them and how it was, awesomely working. Because the things I saw was their coats got really soft and pretty, and their whole overall body form just kind of looked a lot better. I saw this with the bottle line we raised, and we're actually keeping her because she has super high parasite resistance. But that was awesome to see the results with that and how the coconut oil has really benefited our sheep and helped us. So that's definitely a thing we're going to keep putting into our sheep's diet because we see how beneficial it has been for them. We recommend you guys feeding your sheep coconut oil as well. Some sheep are good and they'll actually take it without you putting it in their feed. But unfortunately, we don't have any super good sheep that will take it. But we do have like our usually vitamins out of our hands. They eat. What else do they eat? They eat like garlic out of our hands. At least one of them does. But she gets that from mom. So that's what I love about having, animals that do eat it out because it's not nice having to stuff it down. They'll even drink the apple cider vinegar. But anyways, that is kind of a little bit over coconut oil, how it's actually kind of helped us and how we've seen results from coconut oil. But yeah, Stephanie, what were you gonna say about supplementing? I see you have notes here. You don't have notes? Okay. All right. Anyways, let's see. Also, here's another thing I wanted to touch on was we have used kelp with our sheep, and I've seen how the kelp has greatly helped our sheep through the entire month of November. Um, it's just worked awesomely, and we're refilling this. We're giving them like 2 cups, and it's gone within a day or so. So like we're having to refill it every day. Definitely something you should get your sheep on, and we've seen great results with the kelp and keeping their minerals. I have seen a large parasite drop with that. Um, I will say this and point this out that the ewe that has struggled with tapeworms is a ewe we brought and bought this summer. So she's definitely having a little bit of a hard time adjusting. But I'm going to keep working with her, give her till next year, and then I'll decide if she's a keeper on her farm or it's time to call her, or just give her to somebody else that is more willing to put in the type of work that it requires for that type of sheep. Anyways, that's what I wanted to point out was how the ewe that has been born and raised on our farm has grown really well. She was a bottle baby, but she has, to me, appeared to have a really excellent, whatever the word is I'm trying to say, immune system and a really good high parasite resistance. So we have her on Molly's herbals, and we're just doing those weekly. I'm doing Molly's Herbal 2 weekly, every Saturday, and she has not had barber poles, which barber pole is the main one we struggle with her. But she has not had barber pole for how many months?
3 or 2.
Yeah, there too. She's been clear, and we just keep giving it to her because it's working. And I have to say, I really believe that has to do that she was born and raised on a farm, so she already has immunity built here. So she's not having to go through that extra process of having to build immunity to the farm and fight the parasites at the same time. So like I said, am giving the ewe that's struggling with the tapeworms a year, and then if she's not thriving by then and up on her feet, we will probably cull her out of our flock just because we got to breed and bring in what's best in our animals because good genetics go a long ways if you bring them in right. So, yeah, hopefully, we should talk about. Are we going to get around? This is something fun that we want to bring up. We don't have a ram yet, but we're pretty sure we have found our ram. So we're pretty excited about that. We probably won't be getting him till, let's see, next year, April, somewhere around in there, maybe later, July. I'm not sure yet. But kind of going through a large portion of research, maybe bringing in another breed to crossbreed with the Katahdins to get higher parasite resistant and a larger meat carcass with less fat. So we're excited about that. But we also are bringing in hopefully 2 grass-fed, fully grass-fed, high parasite resistant ewes in spring next year or summer, probably more the summer. But we're super excited about that, and definitely think you guys should follow along. So yeah, tell me, what were your questions? Also, something else I wanted to bring up really fast was if you're a holistic sheep owner or just a holistic farmer, love to do natural things with your animals and love to stay only natural, we appreciate you throwing out your knowledge to us, all your advice that you have to share with us. I really accept it, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to learn and also to show and give it the things I've learned. Because I mean, that's what farming is. You share your experience, and it's awesome when you do. I really, really love sharing with everyone. But I think Stephanie's question was, what was it?
What do we give our sheep in the cold weather and winter time?
Okay, I think your question is like, what are the supplements that we give our sheep? Are you talking about us or them?
Us.
Okay, so the supplements that we have given our sheep, I wouldn't say we've really supplemented our sheep, except that we've given them feed on the side, but we cut out sweet feed from the diet last year because we lost a ewe to what I believe was something to do with moldy feed and perhaps a few other things, probably because of old age and whatever else. So we cut out sweet feed and we no longer are doing sweet feed. Just can't really trust it. We do a clean, all stock, non GMO feed from TSC, which is not a sweet feed. Could be sweet feed, but it's not a sweet feed. It's just a extra kind of energy booster and helps them kind of through the winter to have like an extra um, bit of fat and ways to keep them warm. But what were you gonna say? What are some of the supplements we use?
We use apple cider vinegar for the winter. Is like you put it in their feed, or you can give it to them. That's one of the most ones that's helped them through the winter the most.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, that was apple cider vinegar. Did you say? And then what was the other thing? You forgot. So yeah, like she said, the apple cider vinegar is really gonna be beneficial to them. What is the apple cider vinegar gonna really help with, Stephanie?
It's gonna help, like for their muscles. Gonna help for parasites and stuff. Because if they have parasites in the winter, you're not gonna be able to get the parasites out while they're in them in the winter because the parasites they don't come out unless it's warm out. So we give them apple cider vinegar through the cold that helps their immune system build. So when it warms up, the parasites don't like get them down real bad.
Yeah, it's basically gonna build their immune system. That's awesome. We definitely saw great results when doing that last year. Um, Definitely highly recommend that. But yes, we love giving the apple cider vinegar because I do believe it helps majorly. Um, but like Stephanie said, is give them things before it gets warm. Deworm them before it gets warm because you want to get on top of this. You don't want the parasites getting on top of you. You want to overtake the parasites first because when you have upper hand on things, you can usually take it down pretty easily. But yeah. I believe there was something else I was going to touch on. What was that? Okay. Also, a few more supplements that we have found very beneficial for our sheep have been, let's see, what was it? I'm trying to remember. Vitamin C, Super B, and E. Super B is really good for energy. It's going to really boost their energy. Not only boost their energy, but what does it help as well? B is going to help with.
B, B will help with their coat, their hooves, and it will help with like energy too.
Yeah. And the C is going to help it boost their immune system, which is mainly what we use the C for. But the C is also a good, we've noticed really helped with the parasites. Really helped to keep them down. What?
C helps their liver, and liver is what helps get rid of the parasites.
Mm-hmm. Because, your liver filters everything. So you got to have clean liver. And what else was I going to say? The E is going to help with their heart, healthy lungs, healthy immune system, and yeah, we give them a oral. Um, let's see, it's a tube of selenium. If you guys ever, we give them that selenium every month for fertility, which is something we want them to have good fertility. And so that's something we're really doing to promote that while they're young. That way they can have, a better chance of throwing some really good lambs and whatever else. Really, really have seen how beneficial that was. We had a ewe that died. Not died. She had a stillborn. I was not thinking right. Which ended up because she had pregnancy toxemia. And pregnancy toxemia caused that lamb to die. But that was due to a E deficiency, which the E deficiency is when they don't have enough selenium. And so we definitely got the sheep on selenium after that. And we really saw a good change. We had healthy lambs the next year and twins, our first batch of healthy twins. So we were super excited about that. So that is a supplement I really recommend if you are new with sheep. Um, been raising sheep for a while, get your sheep on selenium. Selenium is really good for them. We only give it to them once a month, so it would be the 6th that we give it to. So yeah, we have our dates all marked down. We just give it to them. And selenium is one of those easy things because they actually really love selenium. So they will eat it out of the tube. It's not that hard. But occasionally there's something you might have to kind of hold and get down. But anyways, yep. What was the other? Did you have something else? Yep. I'm trying to think. What else? There's literally so much to cover whenever we do these things that it gets, you're like, you either have a lot one month and not so much the next month, and there's just a lot you could talk about, or there's not a lot you could talk about. But I don't know if I brought, I kind of talked about how important it's been and how beneficial it's been with us building a farming community, a community of people that are there to encourage you. Like I said, if you read below the description that I wrote for you guys to look at, it was, for me, very hard the second year with raising sheep because we lost within a second year of raising sheep. How many did we lose? It's a little bit painful to think back on. 3. Yeah, we lost 3, 4 within the space of 1 year. So that was basically our whole flock. And basically going through that was a tough thing for us. Rough and super hard for us. But one thing when we went through this was basically that we were kind of running on our own and didn't really have any other build-up support besides our family to really help us through that. And it wasn't till a month in after losing one to parasites that I began to slowly look into groups on Facebook and started listening to videos and whatever else. And because I was really down, beating myself up over losing animal, because to me that was a big loss. Just lost a beautiful ewe that had just lambed a beautiful ram lamb a couple weeks before. So my thing was with that, it's hard when you lose something to want to keep beating yourself up over it, but really you got to look for the good things in it. Somebody said you can't learn without going through some sort of hardship, and that's true. We went through a lot of loss, and that's rough, really tough, and not the fun at all to go through. It's most definitely nothing we would ask for. So basically, when we lost all those, like I said, we didn't really have that much of a farming community, but slowly we started, me, looking for the good. Wait, we can move past this. It's okay. Look at all this knowledge we've learned through that loss, even though that was a tough loss. Loss is a hard thing with sheep. Farming is what I mean. If anybody that's done farming knows how hard it is when you lose an animal, especially when you spend months and weeks trying to save the animal. But yeah, when we lost those, like I was saying, how important it was for me to branch out, and Stephanie for us to branch out and look, there's other people that are going through this. There's other people that can help us. There's a lot of information out there that we can pull, but there's not a lot. It's not out there, and we need to learn this for ourselves. So, I mean, I'll look back at it and I'll say there's so much more that I've learned the last 2 years. Like, I know so much more than I did a month ago. I know so much more than I did a year ago. And that's really a positive way to look at it in a sense, even though it's hard to go through stuff like that, is look at how you've learned and see how you can do better and prevent those things from happening again. So yeah, like I said, build community. Realize you're not the only one going through hard stuff with your animals. Realize there's other people out there, and yeah, just want to encourage y'all with that. But Sunny, do you want to say something about that? Like, kind of your take on that with building community?
I think what you already covered most of it.
Mm-hmm. Sunny, when we lost all the sheep, it was tough. But what would you say you've learned the most through that?
We're still learning.
Yes, we're still learning, but we've learned a lot too. What would you say you learned the most through that?
A lot of stuff.
Like, what's the example? Yeah, there's so much. For me, one of those would be like I already said, don't beat yourself down over it. Realize there's really other people that are out there that are willing to help you. You're not the only one going through a tough time. Um, Anything can compare in life, and also there is, like I said, just build a community and look for the ways you can learn in a hard time. It's important. Yeah. Anyways, why are you laughing at me? Anyways, y'all, we don't have too much more to talk about. I wish there was more people in the room, but this is on replay, so you guys will be able to watch this afterwards. But definitely recommend each and every one of you checking out that all those things that we shared about on here. Yep. But anyways, guys, oh, Sunny, what are you trying to say? What's this mean? Like. But anyways, a few books like I've already touched over and shared about would just be two beneficial books that have been super helpful to us would be this one right here, Natural Sheep Care, and I do not know why that's blurring like that. But this one is Natural Sheep Care by Pat Colby. Definitely recommend this. It's going to touch over all these minerals. Looks like we have quite a few notes in here, y'all. That's the point of getting books, because you get to put notes in there. But then the next one that's, like I said, been super beneficial for us is this one. Yeah. Stephanie, what are you laughing about? Anyways, guys, go check out some of our last videos that we've done. We redecorated the barn for Christmas. Next month, we are going to try to have a December update as well. I may try to get someone to share on here a class, a holistic veterinarian, or just a holistic sheep farmer. We really would look forward to that, and it would be beneficial to us, and I'm sure it would be beneficial to every one of you. I'm sure every one of you would love that. So that is basically, I guess, all we have to share tonight, and we hope you guys have an awesome rest of this awesome December, because it's December 1st. So I guess that would be all we really have to share. We had an overall really good November. Hope you guys had an awesome Thanksgiving. We did as well. I would say our November was an awesome month. Like, we learned so much through it. November is really was a good month for us. There will be a lot more in December, I'm sure, to learn. But we are excited about this month, the things we will learn, the things we will have to share, and the things that will be here. It's not going to always be easy, but learning is the best thing you can do, and sharing is the best thing you can do as well. So, we guys hope you have a awesome rest of the week, awesome December, and yep. What? Sorry. It's one of those things, if your siblings find, you're like. But anyways, that would be it for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, if you are new here, to go ahead and subscribe, hit that like button, and what? Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging, and we will see you guys later. Have a good one.